Have to do the snap. And episode 2.
2.
Okay.
We've
Is it
made-
dos?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
We made it to a second episode.
Number 2. Right. Where do we start today? We've got no plan again.
No plan.
We'll just go for it. So, the charity.
The charity.
When did Advocates and Angels become registered?
So after Lydia passed away, I was going to pack
That's
it
the
in.
chair squeaking.
After Lydia passed away, I was going to pack it in. There wasn't really a plan.
Mm.
And then a few people reached out and said how much the binder had helped them,
Yeah.
which was really great to hear. And then a good friend in Ireland, works for Facebook, said she'd seen some of the things that I was doing, really believed in it, said that she gets some like Facebook credit. Would we like it to like boost the page? And I thought, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was and then I can't remember what happened. Someone got in contact with me from Morrison's. And
Oh yeah, I
said,
remember there's a lady there.
yeah, said they'd heard of what we were doing and wanted to support the care packages. And it kind of I wouldn't say it took off, but it kind of like, I don't know, I just thought, yeah, I wanted to, I think with those little boosts of encouragement, I really thought, I want to be the person that I needed when Lydia was alive. I want to be that person for other people. Not straight away, and I'm still not now, but over time I want to be able to grow a community where, you know, you want advice or signposting or like just another parent or someone in a similar boat just is here. So yeah, so when Lydia would have turned 5 for her birthday, another mum got in contact about t-shirts, and I thought, okay, we'll do something with Advocates and Angels to celebrate Lydia's birthday. And then after her birthday, things took off a little bit, and then my mum bought the group a printer, and it was like, oh, okay, so it started taking off, little bit by little bit, and then to a point that it got to a point where we had a little bit of money, and I just didn't want to be giving out my personal bank details.
So with the money, was that donations that had come in? Yeah,
donations, or people seen what we were doing and just wanted to donate, which was lovely, really lovely. So I set up a little PayPal account, and by soon we had a few £100s in the bank account, and I thought, okay, no problem. And the more care packages we were giving out, then almost the more we were getting. We weren't getting as much back, but people were hearing about what we were doing. So I don't know. It just as I was just about to give up, the next thing came to kind of, don't give up, keep going. And I thought, right, okay. And Lydia's acronym for her name was "Living Your Dreams is Achievable." We always kind of used to say it to her, and Lydia was all about life. And Advocates and Angels has kept me like living. I haven't had time to like fall into that grief bit. I have fallen into it, but it's given me a reason to get up. And like when Caitlin went to school in that September after Lydia passed away, after like months of not being in school because of lockdown, and then she went into year 7 and she became like this teenager overnight. And all of a sudden it was like, what am I going to do with my life? Because I've literally been a mum my whole of my 20s and most of like all of my 30s up until this point, and I've never had that time to be me or work out what I was going to do. So yeah, it kind of, I thought, right, well, we'll just every day, we'll just take it day by day. If I can't take it day by day, take it hour by hour. If I can't do it hour by hour, I'll just put a timer on for 10 minutes and I'll try and push out of this. My grief, my executive functioning turns off. So I look like I'm coping and everything looks like I'm fine, but I can't function. And I think as you've moved in up the road as well, it's like, oh, it's becoming a bit more evident to other people. Now I'm understanding how I'm processing it. But yeah, it got to a point where there was like a few £100 in the bank account, and I thought this could really like support other people. So we were giving out as many medical binders as we could, enough to just cover print and post. So we were breaking even, and then we applied for the National Lottery grant of up to £10,000, and we got the whole 10,000, which was a complete and utter shock. I wasn't expecting to go from like £300 to £500 to 10,000. That's when I was like, right, we definitely, because we've had over this amount now, we need to get serious.
Yeah. So the charity became registered in, was it June or July?
I think it's July.
It's on the thing, isn't it? July.
21st of July.
Oh yeah. So Claire, who you mentioned in the previous video,
Yes.
Is a trustee.
Yes.
As well as me
and thee.
So one of the conditions of being a trustee is that you do not accept a wage or charge for your services.
No.
So one of the things that I get asked a lot is who runs the charity, and I'm like, Beth. Who volunteers for the charity? I'm like, Beth. Who does the website?
Me.
Who makes up the packages? Like, you do have help from like your mum. Caitlin obviously helped over the last couple of months, and you have had help like a little, but 90% of the time it's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who does all the printing and designing of the medical binders and the resources?
Me.
Beth. So they were like, oh right, okay. Well, how can Beth be a trustee and do all of that? And run the charity as well. And does she work? I was like, no, Beth doesn't work at the minute. Beth volunteers for the charity. And they're like, volunteers? I'm like, yeah, she's a trustee, she can't get a wage. And they're like, what? I don't get it.
Yeah, so I pride myself with Advocates and Angels at the moment that no one takes a wage. Everything is voluntary basis. Once it's up and running, and we've got professional, stable volunteers, and when I mean stable, I mean, we'll be able to volunteer in a shift pattern, or we know this is where it's going.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to either step back from the charity and find a job, or step back as a trustee and potentially get employment if it grows. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But yeah, so far we've managed to do everything that we have done, running the website, the PDFs, the digital medical binder. I've done all of that for free.
And the tube feeding resources.
Tube feeding resources I've done for free.
All the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
The newsletters that you do, like the Easter stuff.
Yeah, that's me.
The certificates and everything.
That's me.
So it's more than just, a care package, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, it's just, I think I just want people to know that there is somebody else out there that cares. And I genuinely do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's you.
There's not much more to say.
So then, when was it? Was it November time?
Mm-hmm.
When Julie, so my boss, was asking about the charity, so I was telling her, and then she said, "Oh, my daughter's looking for a placement for uni. Would would the charity be looking for something?" And we were like, "I hadn't even thought about that." So Elena got in touch, didn't she? And she's doing her uni placement at the moment. So she started, was it 2 weeks ago? Seems like longer.
It's nearly 3.
Or was it 3 weeks ago? And how long is she going to be with you?
Not long enough. I think another 7 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's all. I actually feel like since she started, I don't know how I'm going to do life without her. Now she's going to leave.
But just her coming in and looking after some of the social media and planning like a couple of things in the future, like the weight I've seen it lift from you, I think that's priceless, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's just having one person. And yeah, how many hours does she do a week for the charity?
Is it 20? Is it? Is it 10?
I'm not sure if it's 12 or 20.
I think it's 20.
Is it 3 days?
It's
Saturday.
She does bits on a Tuesday evening, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So yeah, it probably is 20.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, but it has been invaluable. I would like to get more volunteers. We've got. So we registered the charity in July. We had the £10,000 through. We also got an account with another charity that gives us discounted prices for our care packages. So because of that account, because of the 10,000 that we have from the National Lottery, we have managed to get into every children's ward in Wales.
That's amazing.
But as far as funding is going forward now, we haven't got anything else in the pipeline. There is no more.
So, how many packages do you think to date you've been able to send out to hospitals?
Over 1,000.
Amazing.
Probably close to 1,200.
And obviously that funding wasn't just the packages. The tube feeding resources came in as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because they were medical resources and the binders.
And the binders, yeah.
So Beth's been able to have the medical binder printed.
Yeah, physical.
So it's properly ring bound and.
There's one there.
Yay! So yeah, and Beth sends those out for free, including postage. So there's no charge to the family or the individual that has them. So you've been able to do that with the money where you've been able to save from the support from that website on the contents of the packages.
Yeah.
So you've actually been able to service a lot more people than what you'd planned with the application for lottery.
Yeah. So when the statistics came back of the bags that were going out, it was very unpredictable whether it was going to be a mum or dad that were staying. So we ended up so instead of doing a man's bag, a woman's bag, a boy's bag, a girl's bag, which was 4 bags, we now give it out a family pack that services 2 parents and a child. So because of that and those care packages, that bag costs £10. So we've already brought, instead of 4 packages for 4 people, which is £40, that 1 pack services 3 people for 10. So we've managed to do things in ways that I probably I never thought, like, we've always been quite careful with the money that's gone out anyway.
Yeah.
But I think with the larger quantities, we realised, and getting a bit of advice and support from other people, like Zoom chats that I've had with other charities or other companies or people at Local Giving, it was quite, little ideas have come in where we've gone, oh, right, for that 1 pack, actually, we can, per person, we can serve them for £3 rather than 10. And yet, somehow, for that £3, because of the other charity that we use, they get more.
Yeah.
So
and it's nice stuff, isn't it, as well? It's, you haven't got to worry about buying the cheaper stuff to buy more.
No.
It is nice, branded.
And I think when I go, like, if I was to ever be in a hospital admission, like, obviously you buy what you can at the time for cheap. But it's always nice when someone comes in and buys, like, little nicer things. You know, like, oh, that's a nice little hand lotion or lip balm. Or so we do try and get, like, nicer little bits as well to go into them. Like, over Christmas we did neck pillows. We did makeup kits with the money as well. Yeah, I think we've been, I think, living on carer's allowance for £67 a week, you get really crafty with your money.
We had a bargain in Costa as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was it £20 donation?
I don't even think it was that much. I think it was, I think it was.
So we had a £20 donation for Costa from a supporting
we
charity.
left with bags.
And they had like loads of things. We went for a coffee, and behind us, you know, they always say, oh, do you want one of our things? I was like, no. And I turned, I was like, oh, 50% off. And when we looked, we were able to get quite a few things, weren't we?
Yeah.
Was it like the lids for the cups?
Yeah.
Did we actually get cups? Yeah, we got the cups as well.
So, yeah, I think we were kind of saying, like, when you go into hospital, a massive thing, like hot drinks on a ward, you have to have a lid. A lot of hospital policies is lid with a hot drink. And for Costa to supply us with lids, like actual reusable, decent ones.
Yeah, they were like the silicone ones, weren't
for
they?
50p.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was, you know, with £20, we actually left with bags of that poor girl at Costa. She was so patient with us as well, and she was so kind, wasn't she? Like, oh, if you bring them all over, I'll do this, and then we had loads of
e-vouchers,
e-vouchers as well, and I couldn't remember which ones I'd just given her, and she was like, honestly, if I was her, I would have cracked over it. I was like really annoying, but to be fair, it was really good. So
but just like that. So you probably could have got the same from, say, I don't know, a discount store, but they were nice Costa ones, so it's quite nice to not think, oh, I'm being given this for free. It's not just the cheapest somebody could find.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, and not that I'm a snob, I love a bargain.
Oh, me too. Oh, I do as well, don't get me wrong. But, like, I just think, when, I think with the purple royalty, I don't want to treat people like they're just a nobody. Like, they are somebody, and they are important. And I really want to get that across in what we give out to people. And I hope that they know that. Yeah. Even though I never meet them. But
you have had messages off people though, haven't you?
And that makes my day.
And stuff.
Literally, when I have a notification, that is worth doing all of it for nothing. Like, it literally, it's just like, oh, don't worry, I'll just take it in compliments rather than payment. Like, it makes it all worth it. Because I think that's exactly what we set out to do.
And I think it's important in that you've had the funding to spend on it, so you have. Yeah. And you're not charging the families, the parents, or the child.
Nope. We don't charge the hospitals, nothing. It all goes out for free. But I would love to be able to do this consecutively for the rest of my life. If we could get into every children's ward up and down England and Wales, it would probably cost close to £1 million, I reckon. But saying that, what we've managed to do with 10,000 might not. Yeah. It might not. But obviously, the bigger you get, like, there's more logistics towards it, that you'd have to physically, like, everything we do at the moment, we drive and we take it.
But it's quite nice, isn't it, when you actually get to meet the people that work on the wards and see where they are, and even just
and
that
they
first
are so
visit.
Lovely. The people in Aberystwyth I didn't meet, and I'm gutted because my mum and dad
we'll have to go.
I know, and they loved them.
Yeah.
My dad was like, oh, you should have seen what they were saying, and like he was chatting about it for ages, and my mum loved it as well. And
even the staff, they're surprised that there's no charge.
Yeah.
Because was it Cardiff? They didn't believe they were for free.
Yeah. They were like, I
Yeah.
can't believe you're giving this out for nothing.
Oh.
Are you expecting anything in return? I was like,
no, you've had funding for it.
yeah, we've had funding for it. But yeah, I would like to keep up the work we're doing. We've got means and ways of fundraising, but you know, we do need extra backing and extra support. So if anyone out there wants to get involved, wants to volunteer, wants to help.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, what types of things would you like support with?
Whatever skills they've got, we can adapt and use.
Okay, let's think of like the day-to-day then. What types of things could people, if somebody wants to volunteer, what types of things could they expect to be doing?
So
does it always have to be in the office here?
No.
Okay.
So you can support from home. Basically talking to local shops, local businesses, seeing if they'd fundraise for us, raise awareness, anything social media or website based. We are, like you say, I say we are limited. I am limited. Everything I've done on the website so far, I've Googled.
Well, you'll learn somewhere.
And so anything website based or social media based or just raising awareness. As far as the office is concerned, packing bags, heat sealing them, ensuring that they've got everything in there. There's a little tick list that Caitlin's created because she is very OCD when it comes to what goes in there, what order they go in. What else do we do?
Obviously posting out the resources.
Oh yeah, packing the resources, heat sealing those, posting them. Because today, I think we posted 17 of them out today, and then that took close to 2 hours. By the time you've put everybody's name, address, everything else, pay it, print the postage, then go downstairs. I suppose that's a couple of hours.
Yeah, I suppose as well. You're going to be going into Tesco soon, aren't you, to do a fundraising drive? So we could even arrange more of those, couldn't we?
Yeah, and anything. Oh, that's one thing that I was considering actually. You know, these kind of like money pots.
Yeah.
For someone to be able to like go and put those out, but keep tabs on them.
Yeah.
So we don't lose them, or because we've got a few of them. We've got a few of those pots, but to actually like keep
monitor
tabs
them,
on them. There's loads of different ways that people can support.
I think one of the things that's quite good about Advocates and Angels as well is that you're not precious about what you do, and then if an opportunity comes around, say like Elena starting now, she's sort of running with an idea that you may not have considered before, but because she can do it, you're like, yep, we'll do that then. So it sort of takes you down another path. So if anyone's got skills that they think they can bring that you haven't considered, I think you're quite good in sort of saying, yep, I'll take that.
I don't like to micromanage anyone. I just don't. Like, I don't like that feeling myself of someone like micromanaging me. So yeah, if someone's got a skill and they feel like they've got the freedom to use it, I'm not going to stand over them and breathe down their neck asking, what are you doing? As long as it is with the best intention to enhance the charity. What is that?
Sounds like
car screeching.
Tires. Okay, so one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is, so you've mentioned you've got like your online community, so started off with like the Facebook groups and everything. Are the people there that were there from day one?
No.
Is it sort of people that have joined?
It's kind of
later on, or?
Well, it's a bit of everyone, really. Yeah, there are people that have been there from day one.
Because
like the original OGs, if you wish.
Because from what you've said, obviously a lot of what you started is because people have said, oh, you know, you should try this, you should try that. So it's people in your community have like sort of encouraged you to do things.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a cliquey group though. It's like a really, really lovely group of very, very busy parent carers who, like, if someone hasn't been active in the group for like, I don't know, a year, no one's going to be like, oh, you've missed out.
Yeah.
It's very much like, we get it. Like, we get that, like, at this moment in time, this tiny little pocket of a social media group is not important because other things are going on.
Yeah.
But we, you know, I think just everyone, when they've got bigger issues like that, it's just, they are just really, like, solid, nice people. But yeah, I wouldn't say everyone's been in it from the get-go, or there's necessarily a clique. No, not at all.
Yeah.
And it's nice that I know parents that are in our group who've got 20-year-olds, and they are just as, like, welcoming and empathetic. Like, they haven't hardened to the new mum that's coming in, or the new dad, or someone who is just found out this is happening.
Well, that person's going to have a wealth of knowledge, aren't they? That they can share and just
they
tell them it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's just a really nice group of people.
In the sort of the groups then, because obviously you're a registered charity now, you can almost be a voice for them, or I don't know, a bit of a backing for somebody if they want to sort of not piggyback on the back of it, but if there's something that, you know, an idea they come up with, are you quite open to sort of taking that on and supporting it and sort of running with it with your charity number? Yeah.
I think if, say, someone came to us and said, I've got this skill and I want to include it, but I haven't got the time to be weighed down with all the paperwork and all the policies, because there are a lot.
How hard was it to set up and apply for a charity? If anyone says it's easy, they're lying, and they've got people doing it for them.
You know, when you see something like on social media, or you see it on the TV, and like they've had a charity number in 2 weeks, I'm like, that clearly hasn't been set up by just one person. There's no way that they've paid someone to, like, fill that in.
Yeah.
And you work with paperwork day in, day out, don't you? And it wasn't straightforward, was it?
No. Unless we were just unlucky with who looked at it, but...
But no, I think if someone's got a really, like, really helpful idea that's going to benefit someone within our community, and they want to collaborate with our charity or become part of our charity, we will 100% back that.
That's what I like. It's not Beth's charity.
No.
It's Advocates and Angels. Yeah. That's what I like.
And I just think, like, if it was going to be about me, and if it was going to be about us, I would have called it Lydia's Legacy. It is Lydia's Legacy, but I don't want, and she would be like the face of it, and it would be like about her. And even though it is about her, and it, like, she's in it, but she's in the, like, micro details of it.
It started because of her,
and it started because of her, and she's the very essence of what the charity is about. But I just, like, so in some respects it is because of her, but it's not about her.
Yeah, I know.
If that makes any sense. Yeah. I just got tired of her being in the grey box constantly. We were constantly fitting in the grey area.
So why were you in the grey area?
Because she didn't have initially she didn't have a diagnosis, or she was disabled but she wasn't disabled enough. Or then when she did have the brain injury and she was disabled, she was almost too disabled. And it was just like, are you serious? Like, oh, she misses the criteria for this for us to get support. And I don't know if it was just, I don't know why it was, but I just feel really passionate about this being inclusive. Because if I was to make this charity about oculofaciocardiodental syndrome, which is what her underlying genetic disorder was, there'd be 6 people, because that's how many people have it in the world. It's not really I want that person who is struggling or like finding out about their child's diagnosis for the first time, whether it's in pregnancy or not, or they've had a birth trauma or the child's had trauma afterwards. I want them to know this is the charity. Like there are some really, really decent, kind-hearted, solid people in this group that get it, and they won't. No one treats anybody badly. Do you know what I mean? They're lovely, lovely people, and to be honest, the depth of knowledge our little Facebook group has got, what that our parent carers don't know isn't worth knowing about.
Yeah. Is there criteria that somebody has to hit to join?
Well, their child has to have disabilities, but other than that, no. And it doesn't have to be your child. It could be your grandchild. It could be your niece or nephew. It could be, if you're caring for a child with complex medical issues or someone that fits in the grey area, then this is the club. And I think that's what this is what it's about. And you could be joining it for your child's sibling.
Yeah.
For them to get support. I mean, Caitlin writes she likes to be a pen pal to everyone, even if it's just bringing that element and breaking down those barriers of isolation, then no. But yeah, if anyone wants to volunteer and get involved, we've done all the hard work, haven't we? All the paperwork. If you want to come under the umbrella, there'll probably be a few policies that we'd have to look at if it was completely like a new project, but it's definitely something that we want to incorporate with other parent carers. There's no need for like division or feeling like you have to do it on your own. It's done. The work is done. So definitely I'm very passionate about it.
Is there anything else you want to say about the Facebook support groups, or?
No, not really. I don't think so. It is quite quiet. They are quite quiet in there, but I just think people are very busy.
Yeah.
But it is a place. I just want people to just feel that it's open and it's a safe space. And if there's any aggression or microaggression or nastiness, it will be cut down.
There's just no need, is there?
No, but I don't think there would be.
Yeah.
But it, I just don't want anyone to feel like they can't express themselves, they can't be open, because there was nothing worse when Lydia was 24-hour care. The last thing you want to admit sometimes is that you're not coping. I wanted to scream it from the top of my lungs some days, like, I'm not coping with this. Yeah. But I didn't feel there was anywhere safe enough to be able to do so. I think there's a lot of guilt when you become like a pet. Like,
so when you say not safe, what was it you sort of afraid of?
I just think within the world of disability, like, social services is like thrown in there or put into the mix quite quickly. The best thing we ever did as a family was get a disability social worker, but it was never like we included them. We rang them to say we need a disability social worker for support X, Y, and Z. But I just think like social services have got this huge reputation of being like awful, or they're there to take the kids away.
A bit of a threat.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. But like, I think because it was like mentioned so in such a cavalier way, it was always like, if I say I'm not coping now, this will get escalated like way beyond where it needs to be. And realistically, that's stupid. Because actually I was denying us help by not saying I wasn't coping. I wasn't denying us help. That's not the case.
No, I know what you mean. Like,
it was kind of like, You know when someone asks how you are, the generic answer is
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
If there, I
Whereas
felt
if you say no, it's like, right, what can we do? Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, yeah, some days it was kind of like, yeah, I just hope that our Facebook support group is a safe enough place for other people to say, I'm not coping, this is really getting to me today. Is anyone else feeling like that? You know,
Yeah.
so people can be honest.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Bethany.
Sorry.
So yeah, this chess, like,
Speaking.
yeah. I think we should finish there. Brie.
Well, thanks for coming and listening. If you've managed to listen up to this point, we love
35 minutes. It's not bad, is it? Not bad. Not bad.
Get it in the bag. We'll get it down to 25 next time.
Yeah.
Then we'll do like an hour and a half or something.
Yep. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.